Happy Saturday. Again, this is Starsector, some Nexerlin and Star Wars mod stuff. If you're wondering what mods or settings I've made, or changes to the settings file for the game, all you need to do is type in !SS mods and hit enter, and the bot will produce a link for you. You can check out the file with the list of mods I'm currently using, as well as changes I've made to the settings file for the game for various reasons. And hey, Jarug, welcome back, and Calfac, welcome back. Happy Saturday, everybody. Okay, so Gimpy, currently level 39. I have a possible 40. Normally in vanilla, you cannot get over level 20, 25, something like that. But we use a mod. It's in the list, so you can get all the buttons if you want. Although we don't really need all of them. We're just picking them up because they're there. You don't get any bonuses for not picking them, so that's how that works. Can you change in the settings file? We'll get to that screen right now. One of the settings is how many ships you can have in your fleet. Default setting is 30. We crank it up to 40 just so that we can tag or have some salvage ships to tag around behind us and get them repaired, stuff like that. And then the rest of the fleet is big enough to do whatever they need to do. And like I said, we're currently set to 40, although the actual combat ships are only 25 because we have the 5 freighters. This one is actually ready to get worked on, or he's completely prepared, so we need to get that thing taken care of soon. Also, what you can play around with is the number of captains you can have. Usually it's based off of one of these skills that increases the number of captains you can have. I forget which one it is. This one? These? But there's a way to increase your maximum number of captains, and it's through one of these skills here. Which one it is, as you can see, I don't remember exactly which one it is. But I think it's one of the green ones. Thought it was. Oh, that's affects them, sorry. Maximum number of officers, level of officers. That's not it. There we go. +2 to maximum number of officers that way. So you don't get a lot. So I forget what the base number is, but it's in somewhere in the settings file. But again, go into the settings file, and one of the numbers you can play around with is the number of maximum officers. I don't know what my number is, but as you can see, we have enough for all. We have enough space for all our combat ships. We just don't have enough. We do have her, but she's ballistics person. So we actually have enough space in the file for all the ships to have a captain for them. We just don't have these captains for them because we transferred some over to our secondary fleet. So there's that. Other settings you can play around with are can't see it on this screen once we get into combat. The zoom in and out. The default settings for playing the game I think are too close. So, but there's a way if you go into the settings file, you can make it so you zoom out farther so you can see more, see better, that kind of thing. It's like 6 or 8 in vanilla. Yeah. That's why it's not so much boring, but it's your ships are just better when they have captains in them. Let's be honest, your fleet is better with all these guys, and it's not like they're free. And people say, oh, isn't that cheating? And to have that many captains, not really, because it does cost you money. Because you do have to pay them still. They don't work for free. So there's our regular crew, right? Those are the guys that go out in fighters and they're on their ships and they die. There's your Marine. Then there's your officer payroll. So these are all the officers I currently have in my employment. So again, they're not free. They still cost you. So that's why I don't have an issue playing with how many you can have, because they're not free. You still have to pay them. It's almost $3,000. It's, depending on what level they are or how good they are, determines what they get paid. So, the more skilled they are, the more money they make. So if you can afford it, great. If not, don't hire them. Fire them too. So there's that. Oh, and then there's our special task force, $150,000 to run that thing a month. So I got a commander there. He's getting paid extra. Then you got officers over in this fleet too that aren't free, but they don't count against your maximum though, because they're in a different fleet. I think that's how that works. Then you have normal crew and stuff like that. But this is part of the mod. That's not really a setting in the files. That's a mod thing. So anyway, that's some of the settings. So again, it's view during combat, number of crew or number of captains, how big the fleet is, and you can also modify how many governors you have. So in this case, your administrators, we don't have any human ones. It affects your human. There's a set, like I said, there's a setting in the settings file for your administrators, and it just determines, how many can you have. And again, that setting, there's in this screen, one of these is increases that number 2 by 1 or 2. It's nothing huge. And then you can also play around with the personal control. Like right now, this is the default setting is 2. Is for Gimpy, and that's as the leader. You can control 2 colonies without penalties. However, you can modify that number. You can crank it up to say, I don't know, we'll say 20. So you can say, you can control 20 colonies if you really want to. So you don't need other governors. Or you can just control 1 and you can get a huge management bonus, like, plus 19. which would be insanely cheat. That would be cheating. And so that number I usually don't play around with. Sometimes I will, but typically I don't, because the only time I would play with this number in the settings is if I was playing a vanilla game or we had vanilla factions involved, because in vanilla, the hegemony faction, they hate AIs. And all these blue things are. These are alpha cores. These are all our governors. If we were playing vanilla, we'd be in constant war with the hegemony, because they don't like this stuff. In case you didn't know this, if you're playing vanilla and you put in one of these guys as, one of these alpha cores in as a governor, the hegemony is going to come along and go, hey, we're here to take that AI away from you. And if you don't let us take it, we're going to declare war on you. So, you have choices. So if they're bigger than you, bye-bye governor. If they're not bigger than you, hello war. And that war will never end as long as that thing is a governor. So, so if I was looking to make trouble and playing a vanilla game, I would just put an alpha core in, and I would probably bump this number up a little bit just so that we could have, some better management and stuff. If I didn't want to start a war, because 2, this number is way too low. Because this is the default setting, this is way, way, way too low. And so actually, even then, so there isn't a skill. I thought there was a skill for that. I thought there was a skill to bump up your manager number, but I guess not. Thought there was, but anyway. Yeah, like I said, if I was playing like just a straight normal game, I would bump this number up, because 2 is not enough. Because the human governors, they're not bad. It's just that they made a change a while back, well over a year ago. It used to be that the human governors would have different attributes. Like even you, as the leader and stuff, you used to be able, in your skill tree down here in the industry, you would get bonuses to doing stuff. Like said, like this one is all industries, 1 more unit, that kind of stuff. There used to be a couple of things down here to make you a better governor if you wanted to go this route in the industry, but they changed it a while back for some reason. Don't know why. And the plus side to it is you would have, you could do industrial planning or focus on something else, or if you really wanted to go full industry, just take, I think there's 3 total choices you could make, and you could be a good governor that way. And it was in your best interest to, have more colonies under your control, and the AI core had everything. It had, the alpha core was always the best governor. It was basically better than even you could be. If you did full industrial, skills, you would have like three little, options there to boost your economy that way. And then the alpha core would have those 3 plus the extra one, which I think still might have been hypercognition. Hypercognition is just making it more efficient overall. Now they changed it. They made it really simplified. And again, humans, administrators that you could find out there that you could hire, had the chance to have all three that you had, but they were expensive to hire or employ, that kind of thing. So there's a trade-off there. But they changed it, so now all humans or all humanoids are the same. They can only get either nothing or they get industrial planning, which is just a boost to production by 1, while the Alpha Core gets the industrial planning plus hypercognition. So they are the superior governor still, but they were always a superior governor, so that's not a big deal. I just don't know why they didn't change it. Maybe it was screwing with the economy too much. If you basically just had a lot of managers with maxed out skills, because they think they leveled up too. I think over time, I think they did level up. So maybe that's what the concern was. You would have these super governors, running these planets and stuff, and then you yourself, you could manage multiple colonies with all that stuff. I guess they felt it was too strong. I don't agree, but that's the way it is. I'm sure there might be a mod out there somewhere that tweaks with that a little bit, so I wouldn't be surprised. I haven't looked for one though. So anyway, this is all our colonies currently. Now the question is do we want more? Probably. Oh, and then one of the mods I'm using is terraforming, which allows us to build space stations. That's what these stations over here on the left are. These little guys that aren't planets, these are stations that we've built. This one is not ours. Yeah, I don't know why this one is showing up on our list. This is not our thing. Unless do we have storage there? Yeah, that's why it's showing up, because we have storage in that station. Stuff stored. Cordial Villain, welcome to the stream. Just go and hunt some alpha cores and you're set. Yep, pretty much. That's what I do. But again, we get away with it here because none of the Star Wars factions care whether you have a alpha core for governors or not. So that's if we were doing vanilla, this would be a problem with the hegemony. We'd have to eliminate them, which is always fun anyway. But they're harder to eliminate because of all the planets they own. So it's a trade-off. It's a decision you have to make, when you're setting up the game, how you want to do it. Because again, if you're humans, and of course the best part about the alphas is they don't want to be paid. They don't get paid. The humans want to be paid. I think they get paid $20,000 a month to manage. If they're actually an active manager, they get paid $20,000 a month, and if they're not if they're not actually gainfully employed, they still cost you $2,000 a month. So the humans always cost you money no matter what. The alpha cores are free, other than the cost of finding them, which if you're out hunting at remnants, you'll be fine. That's part of the deal. So anyway, that's our colonies. What else stuff can you play in the round with the settings file that I've done? Like I said, you can maximize, you can increase this number if you want, but like I said, I don't really do that. Oh, there's our maximum number of administrators. We can have up to 9, and this number goes up based on the size of your empire. Basically, the more colonies you have, the more this number grows, because it's only like 4 or 3 or 4 at the start, but as you get more and more colonies going, that number actually goes up. Because you have the AI combat 19. So we have 20 colonies, 19 of them are alpha cores. So there's that. But again, there's a bunch of stuff you can tweak in the settings file, but I don't recommend playing around with most of it because you can really screw up balance and that kind of stuff. I try to keep it minimal as possible with it still being entertaining. But again, to get the alpha cores, this requires no modifications at all. So, like I said, we didn't play around this number. And if you did, this management bonus would be a big deal. So it's stability penalty or bonus, if any, based on the number of colonies under your personal control. So, helped stability. Having more than the maximum number of colonies you're personally in results in penalties, so that's why you don't want to do this. So I've done in the past, have Gimpy be a governor for multiple colonies, but not anymore. Not since they made the change, because again, the alpha cores are just better. But anyway, what else? What are we doing today? Still hunting for a Death Star blueprint someday. Get one, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, we are this guy. Oh, we have a. Oh, we were up here to keep the bad guys away from our colony in the system. The majority of our colonies are up in this area, right there. Or a good port. Maybe not the majority, but a good portion of them are up here, and then spread out in different spots down here, and then we have a couple up here too. Is your Hutt force sensitive? No. He's pi sensitive. Anyway. Oh, yeah, I guess we should look at our factions. So, this is a custom campaign, galaxy, whatever you want to call it. It's a random custom galaxy, meaning we started the game with the Star Wars faction. You get the Star Wars faction, or sorry, Star Wars mod, which has a bunch of Star Wars factions. But at the start of the game, we wanted to be our own faction, and we don't usually like to play against the vanilla factions with the Star Wars mod because it's not really fair. It's more of it's tedious most of the time because the vanilla factions just don't match up as well because their ships aren't as good for the most part. I mean, early in the game they can be a problem, but as the game gets more developed, the Star Wars factions just stomp them, just the way it works. So yeah, but anyway, so as you can see, factions, none of the big vanilla factions. The only ones we have from vanilla are Independent, Pirates, and Ludic Path, and they're there to just cause trouble and let our operatives have something to do for the most part. And all the rest here, we are missing the Empire, the First Order, they've been eliminated, and the Chiss have been eliminated as well. So just down to Black Sun, CIS, these are the droids, of course, Mandalorians, New Republic, Zan Consortium, and that's at Sozan, and Black Sun are basically pirates. We're at war with the New Republic, the Mandalorians are our friends, and then the Republic is actually part of our alliance. The Chiss were in our alliance, but they got eliminated. We couldn't stop it from happening. And the Republic is kind of in the same boat. They're in trouble because they don't know how to expand very well. So there's our alliances. We've got the Galactic Gimpy. So we have 2 members. The Chiss were here, but the Republic, they have basically 1 planet, and that's it. Well, we've got 21. Yeah. So, and then we could have the Mandalorians join us because we have a good enough relation with them. Unfortunately, the Mandalorians are part of our competition. They're actually allies with the New Republic. Not very good allies because they haven't joined the war against us. But, you know, that's the way it works sometimes. Alliances are not guaranteed wars for whatever reason. That. And a major event really going on. Colony threats up in that stupid pirate base way down there I don't really care about. Let's see. It's ours. This planet. Kia. There's a Death Star there. It looks like it might have been rebuilt. We should go visit it again. See if we can get a blueprint out of it. I don't think we will. We haven't had any luck finding any Death Star blueprints, but I think we're going to go visit them. Just got to check out our inventory real quick. We got some stuff. We got 3,300 Marines. Junk. These are blueprints we've been taking from the New Republic when we raid their planets. This guy. Could go make a trip up to Rockaville. Go put this ship into storage for now. Get it outfitted, put it in storage, and then put it into with the secondary fleet sometime. And Gray. Gimpy the Hutt doesn't end up like pizza. Me too. That would be bad. That would be bad. So headed up there. We've been raiding this particular port over and over and over again for blueprints. They're not giving us what we want. The New Republic somehow, I don't know if they have, I'm pretty sure they have a blueprint for a Death Star, but they're not giving it to the jerks. I'm not being greedy, though. Just want a Death Star. And we can't get it from the Empire because the Empire has been eliminated. It looks like the New Republic are the ones who were eliminated. So pirates. Got all this stuff floating around space. Okay, so. Oh, I forgot to even point out. Been playing around with different flagships for Gimpy to goof around in. The newest one is the Liberation class Rebel Star Destroyer. This is basically a Venator that's been modified to have a super heavy composite beam turbo laser. It's like a mini super laser. It was kind of similar to what the Death Star has, but not nearly as good. So I'm playing around with that a little bit. It's basically the trade-off is the Venator doesn't have as many spots for fighters. Are there any fleets that could be a challenge for us? Not that I've seen lately. There might be a bounty fleet out there that might be a little bit of problems, but we haven't done bounties in ages because we've been busy fighting wars. Little patrol fleet there. So these are all our patrol fleets in the home system. There's Rocketville Station. So, a warm-up fight would be nice. We've got to find somebody to fight first. Okay, so this guy. So this is a Mandalorian heavy cruiser type deal. It's a gunship, is really what it is. That's what they're supposed to look like. And we've got Beskar and integrated targeting unit. So do this. So first things first. Strip you down. Then Beskar armor. And then integrated targeting unit. Build these in. Building in a module here means that you're making it permanent, and as a result, your ordnance points get refunded. So these 15 points for each one of these we're going to be getting back, and the cost is a story point, of course. Oops, wrong button. So those are built in. Now we get the 30 points back, so you get back to 0. And then we go down here to auto fit, and we go, oh look, that's the build we really want, which is 6 heavy ion cannons, 8 turbo lasers, H9 turbo lasers. There's a point defense for shoot down fighters and missiles, and then 16 heavy turbo lasers for shooting chips and stuff. So from that, that's all filled up. He's all ready to go. Careful, the bounty fleets could mutiny. Only if we're lucky. Just ask everyone to trade with you and then crush the first one to refuse. Sure. Anyway, so you. So in this thing we're going to throw into storage for now. Because we got this, and this way we will, go normal speed. All set there. Anybody worth hiring? We don't want mercenary officers, we want regular people. Mercenary officers are usually better captains overall. The downside to them, though, is they only stick with you for so long, I think. I don't usually hire them. Because what can you do? This is all his skills. So, it's aggressive, level 6, blah, blah, blah. Contract terms. So, typical contract length is 738 days, so what, 3 years maybe? Not even. 2.5. So anyway, so not around forever, and of course you're expecting blah blah blah. Be ready Ward. He's a highly professional mercenary. Does not count against the normal officer limit. So this is why you would hire these guys. So if you didn't screw with your settings file like I did, so I have a ton of captains available to me, this is when you would use these guys, because they don't count towards your limit. But they're more expensive and they are only around for a limited time. So we're good there. Storage. So throw all this stuff in the storage for now. Those in storage. K-wings. Just fighters are pretty good. Overall. A-wings. This just. Oh, it might be first order stuff. 55 X-wing. 70 X-wing. There's that 85 X-wing. All three of them. And Z95s, we don't care, we'll sell those. And then these we will sell as well, because we already know these. So that's how much space do we have in storage? Because we're carrying around a fair amount of supplies. And then the metal on top of that. Throw that in storage. Making up a little bit of space. Okay, should be good. Alright, I forgot to look. Do we have any more Marines to buy? We do. So, buy hire. So these guys are buying, or sorry, hiring these guys on credit. We need more Marines for doing what we're doing, raiding and that kind of thing. There's nothing extra in storage. How's our crew go? Where is it at? It's over 1,000 where we need to be, so that works. Okay. So, where do we want to go? We want to go all the way over here. Go see if that Death Star is back. I don't think there's any gates in this area to make our life easier. And I don't want to have any close to us. Yeah, there's no gates going to where we're going. Those aren't going to help us because they're on the way there. Okay, looks like we're flying down the hard way. Go. Need more fighters? Oh, definitely. Welcome back to Spirit Herd. We never have enough fighters. Like looking at our little patrols. Nothing super huge. But they're better ships overall now. They're almost all Star Wars ships now, it looks like. Except for that one. Mostly Star Wars stuff. A couple of vanillas. No Star Destroyers, though. Or proclamators. Doctrines. See? Heavy patrols are supposed to have proclamators. Sorry, not proclamators, procurators. Proclamators are a different ship. Endurance class, New Republic fleet carriers. These are decent carriers. We don't have any in our fleet, but they're good for patrol stuff. So, anyway, we're picking up useful blueprints here and there for like frigates, destroyers, and cruisers. Slowly but surely picked up a couple of more fighter blueprints too, thanks to the Republic. We're over our fuel capacity, but we'll be using that here shortly as we fly. Well, so on. More eclipses? No, I don't. We can't even make an eclipse, I don't think. Can we? Eclipse. Oh, we can make an eclipse. We're not going to. I decided at the start of this run we're not doing any Super Star Destroyers. Or we're not building any. If we scavenge one or salvage one, that's a different story, but we're not building any of them because they're too damn expensive. Look at $7 million to build that. That's the most expensive one we have. Yeah, we're not doing those guys. They're too expensive. They're a killer on your economy to build one. That's why if we could salvage one, sure, but not going to be building one. What about the Allegiance? Do we have the Allegiance? We have an Allegiance. 700,000. But do we really need one? No. The Procurator is better anyway, I think. 10 small energy, 34 medium energy, plus 3 fighter bays, 710 ordnance points. The Allegiance is 650. Yeah, the Procurator is better. Simply because it's got fighters and it's got more ordnance points to play around with. Procurator is better. More octuples. We already have enough octuples. Uh-oh. So, invasion. New Empire. New Republic is invading. There's one of our gas stations. Let's see. So, who's the troublemaker this time? Colony threats. So, the invasion's coming from here to go up there. Oh, look, we're in the area. So we're going to go stop that invasion now. It's 46 days until arrival. Or it's just an invasion. We're at war with them. They don't need a reason to invade us. The invasion forces are projected to be fairly capable and are likely comprised of one fleet, which means they suck. So, yeah. So invasion versus local defenses, outmatched. Including other expected participants, outmatched. Ground forces are evenly matched. The invasion is likely to be defeated in orbit. I'm not going to take that chance, and we're going to make them pay for this decision anyway. So they're being assembled here in Ifessa, or whatever the name of that is. So we're going to hit, Telefassa. So we're going to go beat up on that planet just because got to make them pay for their insolence. Hell, we'll take out both their colonies just for fun. The question is, do we want to conquer them? Or do I want to occupy them is the question. No, not really. Hey, look, it's one of our convoys that we don't control. Oh. We could invade. Do a conquer. We have enough Marines and heavy armaments to do it. The problem with the invasions is it takes a long time to get them onto your side. A lot of rebellion to deal with. Hey, Joe Maker, what do you want? Flying through the star. Ping to see what's out there. New Republic mining fleet? Oh. This is the planet we're going after, though. That's where the invasion's coming from. Or being formed. We'll come up and talk to you guys later. What's this? Domain era technology used primarily on the frontier. This hyperwave communications array, which transmit. It sounds like it's been upgraded. Comm sniffer. C. Take control. C. That's an upgraded version of that. The terraforming mod that I'm using allows you to upgrade some of these satellites if you have the resources to do it. That's why we didn't break it up. This one, do we hack it? Hack it for fun. Don't take control for fun. Go. Okay. So production. Hey, look, we made 327,000 this month. Trading fleet, you guys aren't going to stick around. Military options. So, our fleet versus their station. I think we can handle this. I'm going to say we can kill this station with... We can probably do it with 2, but I don't want to take too long, so we're going to do it with 5. So... Make you guys make it go faster this way. Can we solo this? We could probably solo it with the Secutor, but I'm not the admiral or the commander of that ship that you are. So we can't solo it with one of these guys. The station is not that bad. Plus we have to show off the awesome laser this thing has. And by awesome, I'm putting awesome in quotes. You'll see what I mean.
Locked in.
Yes, the T. Awesome T. There's our little laser. Isn't that impressive? Oh look, there's octuples on this one. I forgot to put octuples on this. Little Y-wing's trying to blow me up.
Hello, Gimpy. It is time to take a break. Go check on the docks.
Busy.
This break supports the purchase of Rocket's treats. If you would like to help Rocket feel like a puppy again, please visit gimpyme.com/support or type !treats in chat. Thank you.
Yeah, as you can see, the Secutor's got the guns, probably
Your
taking
next
this down by
break is in
itself.
1 hour.
This has a better laser, but it's slower. This one cycles much faster. But it's shorter range too. It's not as good, but it does kill stuff sometimes.
The enemy is retreating.
Doesn't look as cool? No, it's because it's not. I'm not gonna say that it is. It's just what it is. The only reason we're using this is because we picked it up as a blueprint. I think we picked the ship up as a blueprint. I just want to see what it worked, how it worked, if it was worth keeping. And debatable. I think the regular Venator is fine, but having said that, do a rating. Our valuables. Ooh, look at Gamma Corp. So nothing we really want. But little rig. Oh, try, you can only do that. Okay. So pick up the Gamma Corp, do the spoils, stuff there. Military options. Now, here's a real question. If we do an orbital bombard, a tactical one, it'll make our life easier doing an invasion. However, it would also make the recovery time, if when we win, invading the planet, it'll take that much longer for everything to come back up and running correctly, be better defended. So, decisions. Harder time invading, or easier time invading, longer time to recover after the invasion. Of course we're going to bomb them. Because we may not come back here. We'll see. Oh no, sorry, we were here for a reason, weren't we? That. So bomb that one. Did that stop the raid? No. Because we have to take out the spaceport. Or we can just take the planet itself. I think we'll end up taking the planet itself when I get back from break. Because we haven't done that. We haven't done an invasion forever. Last time we did an invasion was in, for the Republic, I think. When we were still working for them, technically. So we were trying to help them expand. And they can't hold their own planets because so. Okay, so gonna take a break, get up, stretch my legs, get some water, go check on Mrs. Gimpy and Rocket. I'll be back in a few minutes, and when we get back, we will be invading this planet to stop the invasion from us. Or we're invading the planet to take control so they cannot do an invasion on us. Basically, we're flipping the table on them. So, anyway, be back shortly. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the dog video.